For over 1,000 years, Rome stood at the center of the world, an empire that connected continents, commanded armies, and shaped history itself. And then, it fell. Not in a single battle, not in one dramatic moment, but through something far more dangerous, a slow collapse from within. The power of Rome. At its height, in the 2nd century AD, the Roman Empire stretched across 3 continents. From the cold frontiers of Britain to the deserts of Egypt, from Spain to the edges of the Middle East. Rome was not just a state, it was a system, a network of roads, faster than anything the world had seen before, an army, disciplined, organized, and feared, and a structure that held millions of people together. But as Rome grew larger, it also became harder to control. The beginning of the decline. By the 3rd century, cracks began to appear. Emperors rose and fell in rapid succession. Some ruled for only months. Power became unstable. The economy weakened. Coins lost their value. Trade slowed down. And the army, the very force that once protected Rome, began to change. Soldiers were no longer always loyal to the empire. Sometimes they were loyal only to their commanders, or to whoever paid them more. The division. In an attempt to restore order, the empire was divided. Division of the Roman Empire. An Eastern Empire and a Western Empire. The East, wealthy, stable, and strong. The West, increasingly fragile. And over time, that difference would decide everything. Pressure from outside. While Rome struggled from within, pressure from the outside began to grow. Entire peoples were on the move, not just armies, but migrations. The Huns, a powerful and fast-moving force, pushed other tribes westward, among them the Goths, and those Goths crossed into Roman territory. The sack of Rome. In the year 410, something unthinkable happened. Sack of Rome. Rome was sacked. For the first time in centuries, the Eternal City had fallen to an enemy. The psychological impact was enormous. If Rome could fall, what was left of its power? The final moment. Over the following decades, the Western Empire continued to weaken. Territory was lost, control faded. And then, in the year 476, the end arrived. Fall of the Western Roman Empire. The last emperor of the West, Romulus Augustulus, was removed from power. There was no final battle, no grand collapse, just a quiet transition. A Germanic leader took control, and the Western Roman Empire simply ceased to exist. The beginning of the Middle Ages. With the fall of Rome, a new era began. Middle Ages. The centralized power of the empire disappeared. In its place, smaller kingdoms emerged. Cities shrank. Trade declined. Knowledge became harder to preserve. Life became more local, more uncertain. But this was not just an age of decline. It was also a time of transformation. New cultures formed, new systems developed, and slowly, a new Europe began to take shape. Why Rome really fell. There is no single reason why Rome fell. It was not just invasion, not just economic collapse, not just political instability. It was all of these combined. A complex chain of events that unfolded over centuries. Rome was not destroyed in a single moment. It faded, slowly, almost quietly. And from its ruins, a new world emerged. Because history does not end, it transforms. And even the greatest empires are never truly permanent.